If you thought Satisfactory was just about conveyor belts and factory building, you probably missed out on a really cool aspect of the game that's buried beneath the surface. And I'm not talking about a secret gameplay mechanic, super efficient factory design, or some kind of weird exploit. I'm actually talking about an important lesson that Satisfactory teaches us about our own lives. See, unlike mini games, in Satisfactory, you don't succeed by just trying harder. You succeed by designing systems that work without your attention. When you play Satisfactory, you understand this easily, it kind of comes naturally. It's just how the game works. And you can clearly see the effects of creating good systems within the game. But strangely enough, setting up systems in our own real life is much more challenging. But if you can get good at it, just like when you do play Satisfactory, it can be a powerful tool to achieve your dreams and what you consider success. So we all start from somewhere. In Satisfactory, it's just you and your trusty hub. Now, if you tried to do everything from the hub, that'd be a very slow and boring game. So what do? You decide to start making some systems to help. And guess what? Life is that same way. Imagine if you had no routines, habits, or systems to help you accomplish the things you want to do in life. You wouldn't be very productive, and you'd also probably be running around trying to figure out what you're supposed to be doing next without any rhyme or reason. That's why you'd want to take some time to automate and make things in life just a little bit easier, just like you do in the game. But how do you begin to create your production dream machine? First, you start with the basic system like mining for some iron ore. It doesn't have to be perfect or really even good looking. You just need to identify what you need, like iron ore or sandstone, to begin your very first production line. After you started, you'll start to grow your capacity to see and plan out your factories. That's a direct relationship to life. Identify what you want, visualize the basic routine that you need to get going, and start. Just like if you've never worked out before and you want to start that routine, hey, the very first thing you can do is just put your clothes out for the gym on your bed for the next day. Simple, easy, doesn't take a lot of effort, but prepares you and creates something that can build out into something greater. So what's the big deal with small systems? They lead to big habits. In the game, after you've created your first basic assembly line, you can walk away and begin working on your next project or your next assembly line. So then you build the next one, and the next one, and the next one, all while everything in the background is still running just fine. Just like habits in real life. After you get one really set in stone, you really don't have to think about it anymore, it just happens. So you can start stacking them from there. But what is it that powers and drives your assembly lines? Grass. Or really, that mass. Biomass, that is. Think of that like your why or your dream power. Everyone can pick grass from the start, just like everyone can start with a little dream. However, you can burn through that motivation and inspiration quickly if you don't routinely keep up with it. And just like when you refine grass into biomass, it burns longer and keeps everything going longer. Clarifying or revisiting your dream is often like refueling your generators in real life with high quality fuel. So the more detailed and clear your dreams and goals are, it's just like the more you're refining grass to biomass and eventually the next tier of fuel above that. All that power is good and all, but without direction and focus, it's like having fully fueled generators without power lines. Look, even the game sets it up for you with the milestones and having the first goal of the space elevator. It adds focus and direction. It gives you something to work towards. It works in games, and it works in real life. So dream some dreams. Get some goals. So you've made a mistake somewhere. Along the line of dreaming, getting some things prepped up, you had a little oopsie. Maybe your initial setup isn't very efficient, and it looks like a soup sandwich. Well, that's okay. Try, fail, tweak it a little bit, and repeat until it's good to go. You find something that's efficient and smooth running. The chances of you being super great the very first time is very slim. But then again, that's the same in real life. You'll have a vision for something, build a routine, build it up, and then watch it fail spectacularly. If not the first time, then maybe many times after that. Don't give up. Just try, fail, and adjust instead. Now let's say we've got everything rocking and rolling, everything's going kind of smooth, and then boom, something just goes wrong. Hey, systems break down from time to time. Much like in Satisfactory, my systems go down quite often because I'll forget to fuel something, I'll set an assembler to the wrong thing, I'll set a constructor to the wrong thing, I'll forget to turn the smelter on. But the same concept applies. Hey, just go back, fix the thing, don't worry about it, it happens, it's natural. Maybe you change something out, maybe you rearrange something, Maybe you actually turn on your systems like you're supposed to. But quicker than you know, you'll be back on track, and voila, completing your goals. But wait, there's more. In fact, there's always more. Nowadays in life, you can always be doing more of something or other. Just like in Satisfactory, there's more milestones, more goals. If you really enjoy the factory layouts, bigger, better, more spectacular factories that you can build. So it's important to understand what got you here won't get you there. If you just kept with your miner, your smelter, and one constructor, and you just had a bunch of constructors constructing each individual part, but then you had to go back, take those individual parts, and then assemble them at a workbench, guess what? You're gonna be there for a while. So what are you gonna do about it? It's simple. Just like you refined maybe your original habit, you can start growing your habit. You can start growing those systems and routines. Take 2 constructors and feed them into an assembler, and then poof, now it's a little bit less work for you. And you can start scaling that even bigger to do even bigger and better things. Just like the first analogy that we used with going to the gym, you start off, you put your gym clothes out. Well, your next habit is to wake up the next day, put on those clothes, and then just go to the gym. Maybe you're not even working out, you're just at the gym. Then the next habit is, you walk for 30 minutes. And so on and so on and so forth until you reach whatever you're trying to go to. Just like in this game, trying to get to the space elevator all by yourself, or with just one mine, one smelter, one constructor, you just gotta start growing it so you get to that place faster and more consistently, and you can maintain it even better. I don't know about you, but after a while, gathering the resources can become pretty difficult and tedious as well. So I like to think of the compound effect when I think of setting up these systems in-game. You know, as we talked about, you're scaling, you're growing them. Over time, all these little improvements to your system add up. All the extra miners add up, all the extra smelters add up, to where at the beginning it took you, maybe 30 minutes to get 400 copper wire because you just didn't have the copper. Now it goes even quicker. Or for me, the bane of my existence was always having to gather grass and twigs and whatnot to throw them into something, to turn them into biomass and that into whatever, until eventually it compounded and I got the chainsaw, and a chainsaw let me build this stuff up, and a chainsaw let me gather even more, and then I could put those resources into their own constructors and basically now create an assembly line to the generator. I know in the future I'll have some other options out there too, like oil. This is just like real life. After you get all these systems in place, you're fine-tuning them, you're tweaking them, you're fueling them, you're correcting them, you'll blink 3 months, 6 months, 9 months, a whole year later, you're gonna look back and I'm a completely different person. Just like your starter base is now a completely different base, and maybe it even looks a little bit like a factory. I guess you could say that's pretty satisfactory. Now, upping your game in life can be easier when you set yourself up for success. If you need a little help getting started in building habits and routines, maybe this video right here can help you learn how to hack your brain and make it fun. Let me know in the comments your most satisfying moment in Satisfactory. Well, I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you were satisfied with this. Go out there and be impactful, and I'll see you in the next video.